Ever felt torn between what your heart wants and what your brain says? Today we're diving into one of the most important crossroads we all face, making life decisions. The feeling in between what your heart wants and what your mind thinks is best. One part of you says follow your passion, while the other warns, be practical. That constant battle between emotions and logic can make decision-making feel like a never-ending struggle. This three-part series will uncover the fascinating interplay between the heart and brain, helping you understand how they shape your choices. Should you trust your gut feelings or rely on cold, hard logic? Or is the real key in balancing both? In this part one of this three-part series, we're diving deep into the great heart versus brain debate. Which one should you trust? How emotions and thoughts influence each other in ways you don't even realize. The last-year mindset trap that keeps you stuck in old patterns. And understanding yourself like a user manual so you can make smarter, more aligned choices. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how your mind operates and why certain decisions feel so hard to make. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss part 2 and part 3, where we'll cover long-term decision-making and how to overcome peer pressure like a pro. Let's get started. When it comes to making life decisions, we often hear phrases like follow your heart or use your head. But what do these really mean? Is it better to trust your emotions, or should logic always take the lead? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about heart. The heart is often associated with our emotions, desires, and intuition. It's the voice that pushes us toward what feels right, whether it's chasing a dream, choosing a relationship, or taking a leap of faith. The heart connects us with our passions and purpose, helps us make choices that feel deeply fulfilling, and encourages bold, life-changing decisions. However, there are some challenges. It can lead to impulsive choices driven by temporary emotions, and also may overlook long-term consequences. The brain, on the other hand, is the master of reason. It weighs pros and cons, considers risks, and evaluates facts before making a move. The brain helps us make practical and stable decisions, reduces emotional biases that may cloud judgment, and keeps us aligned with long-term goals and security. However, the brain can lead to overthinking and indecision and may cause us to ignore our deeper desires, leading to regret. The most successful and fulfilling decisions happen when we listen to our emotions, but guide them with rational thought. Instead of choosing one over the other, ask, does this decision align with my core values? Is this a temporary feeling or a long-term passion? What are the risks, and am I willing to accept them? By balancing intuition with intellect, you create choices that are both emotionally fulfilling and logically sound, leading to a life that truly reflects who you are. Now that we understand this dynamic, let's explore how our thoughts and emotions actually work in shaping our decisions. Our emotions and thoughts are in a constant dance, shaping the way we perceive the world and make decisions. But how exactly do they interact? Let's dive into the fascinating connection between feelings and rational thinking. Your thoughts have the power to create emotions. Imagine this. You're walking into a big presentation. If you think, I'm going to mess up, your body reacts with nervousness, anxiety, and self-doubt. On the other hand, if you think, I'm well prepared and I've got this, you'll feel confident and calm. Remember, positive thoughts equal positive emotions, which are excitement, motivation, and peace. In contrast, negative thoughts equal negative emotions, which are fear, doubt, and stress. This means that how you think determines how you feel. By consciously choosing empowering thoughts, you can shift your emotional state and take control of your experiences. Just as thoughts shape emotions, emotions can also shape thoughts. When you're feeling joyful, your mind naturally focuses on uplifting and hopeful ideas. But when you're feeling frustrated or sad, your thoughts tend to spiral into negativity. Here are some examples. After a great conversation with a friend, you might think, I have amazing people in my life. But after a stressful day, you might think, nothing ever goes right for me. Your emotions act like a filter, coloring your perception of reality. If left unchecked, strong emotions can lead to distorted thinking, making things seem better or worse than they actually are. Thoughts and emotions create a loop that reinforces itself. Here's how it works. First, a thought arises where you might say in your mind, "I'm not good enough." Then it triggers an emotion of sadness and self-doubt. And that emotion fuels more thoughts to say something like, "I'll never succeed." The cycle continues, strengthening negative patterns. But here's the good news. You can break the cycle. By becoming aware of negative thought patterns and shifting your focus to empowering beliefs, you can change how you feel and rewire your mind for success. The key to balancing emotions and thoughts is awareness. Instead of being controlled by your emotions, step back and observe them. Ask yourself, is this thought based on reality or just fear? Is this emotion temporary or does it truly define the situation? How can I reframe my perspective to see this in a more balanced way? By consciously guiding your thoughts and emotions, you unlock the ability to navigate life with clarity, confidence, and inner peace. Now let's take it one step further. How can we actually use this knowledge to make better decisions and lead a more fulfilling life? Have you ever felt like you're reliving the same challenges, emotions, and patterns year after year? Like no matter how much time passes, you somehow find yourself in the same place, same struggles, same mindset, same results? This is what I call the last year mindset trap. It's the sneaky way our thoughts and emotions keep us stuck in a loop of familiar habits and beliefs, preventing real growth and transformation. But why does this happen? And more importantly, how can we break free? Your brain is wired for efficiency. It loves patterns because they require less energy. If you've spent years thinking a certain way, whether it's doubting yourself, fearing change, or expecting failure, your brain will default to those same thoughts, even if they don't serve you. For example, if last year you told yourself, "I'll never be successful," and you keep repeating that thought, your brain believes it's true and your actions reflect that belief. Or if you struggled with self-doubt last year and didn't challenge it, that same doubt will follow you into this year. So if you keep thinking last year's thoughts, you'll keep living last year's life. Your emotions act as anchors, tying you to past experiences. If you've experienced a lot of stress, disappointment, or failure, those emotions create a familiar state of being. Even when new opportunities arise, your subconscious pulls you back into those old emotional patterns because they feel safe, not happy, but familiar. Ever noticed how some people always find themselves in toxic relationships or bad financial situations no matter how much time passes? That's because their emotions keep guiding them toward familiar patterns. If you don't change your emotional state, your reality won't change either. The good news? You're not stuck. You can break free from the last year mindset trap by making intentional shifts in how you think and feel. Here's how. Catch the pattern. Notice when you're repeating last year's limiting thoughts. Interrupt the cycle by asking yourself, is this thought helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? Rewire with new beliefs by replacing old thoughts with empowering ones like, this year I choose growth, confidence, and success. Then change your emotional state by engaging in activities that make you feel inspired, grateful, and powerful. Remember, your future is not created by time, it's created by who you choose to be today. So, are you ready to stop repeating last year and start stepping into a brand new version of yourself? Let's move forward with a fresh mindset and unlock the life you truly deserve. Imagine buying the most advanced piece of technology, something with incredible potential, but you never read the user manual. You push random buttons, get frustrated when it doesn't work as expected, and wonder why things keep going wrong. Well, that's exactly how most of us go through life. We're operating our own mind and emotions without ever taking the time to understand how we actually work. If you had a personal user manual, a guide to how your mind, emotions, and habits function, life would become a whole lot easier. You'd know what energizes you, what drains you, how to reset your emotions, and how to program your thoughts for success. The good news? You can create that manual for yourself. First, identify your triggers and patterns. Every system has default settings. In your case, those are the automatic thoughts and emotional responses you've developed over the years. What triggers you? Notice what situations make you feel anxious, angry, or insecure. What patterns repeat? Do you find yourself always procrastinating, overthinking, people-pleasing? How do you react? Do you shut down emotionally, get defensive, or avoid situations altogether? Knowing these answers gives you the power to rewrite your programming instead of being controlled by it. Your body and mind operate best under the right conditions. Just like a phone that runs slow when it's low on battery, your thoughts and emotions suffer when you're drained. What charges your battery? Is it meditation, exercise, nature, music, or deep conversations? What drains your energy? Is it negative self-talk, social media, toxic people, or overworking? What's your reset button? When you're overwhelmed, what brings you back to balance? Journaling, a walk, a deep breath? Knowing these answers allows you to protect and optimize your energy so you function at your best. Then rewrite your mental programming. Your brain is like software. It follows the coding or the thoughts you install. If you're running on outdated beliefs, it's time for an upgrade. Start by identifying limiting beliefs. What negative thoughts have been running in the background? Is it I'm not good enough or success is hard? Once realized, replace with empowering commands. Just like updating software, reprogram your mind with thoughts that serve you. Something like, I am capable, or I create opportunities. Lastly, repeat to rewire. The more you reinforce new beliefs, the more automatic they become. The key to personal mastery is self-awareness. When you deeply understand yourself, you no longer feel lost, stuck, or overwhelmed. Instead, you can navigate challenges with ease, manage emotions effectively, take control of your thoughts, and make decisions that align with your true self. So, are you ready to become the expert on you? Start treating your mind and emotions like the powerful system they are. Because once you understand how you work, you can program yourself for success, happiness, and limitless growth. By now, you've got a clearer picture of the heart versus brain debate, how your thoughts and emotions interact, and the sneaky last-year mindset trap that keeps you stuck. Plus, you've learned how to understand yourself like a user manual, so decision-making becomes more intentional and aligned with who you truly are. But we're not stopping here. In Part 2, we'll dive into a long-term decision-making framework to help you make choices that serve your future self. And in Part 3, we'll dive into how to overcome peer pressure and confidently stand by your decisions. So if you're ready to take control of your mind and make decisions that truly benefit you, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss Part 2 and Part 3. Until next time, stay aware, stay empowered, and keep mastering your mind. Thank you for watching.